morte sola ti, Signor, a morte sola ti, Signor, a morte sola ti, Signor, in nome rara segui tu cammina, Signor, segui sin desmayar, Signor, postrado alte tu altar, Signor, y no mirar atrás. Segui tu caminar, Señor. Segui sin desmayar, Señor. Postrado ante tu altar, Señor, y no mirar atrás. I love only you, Lord. I love only you, Lord. I love only you, Lord. My heart wants only you. To follow in your path, Lord. To follow without fainting. Bowing at your throne, Lord, and never looking back. To follow in your path, Lord, to follow without fainting, bowing at your throne, Lord, and never looking back.
Good morning once again, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Living Hope Today study. How thankful to God I am that you're here again with me today. And today we get to study Ruth chapter 2. Have you ever had things go so badly that you've thought God just didn't like you anymore? That something was really wrong, you must have done something, can't figure it out, but everything you touch goes bad? Well, that's where one of the main characters of the book of Ruth is living right now as we get to chapter 2. Her name, if you recall, is Naomi. She's gone with her husband Elimelech and her two sons, Mahlon and Chilion. She's gone to Moab to try to survive the famine, and everybody died. Her husband, her two sons, everybody died. Now she ended up with two daughters-in-law, one named Ruth, one named Orpah, and Orpah decided to go back home and stay in Moab. But Ruth said, I'm going to go where you go. My God's going to be your God. I'm going to stay with you till the day you die, Naomi. Let's go back to Bethlehem. If that's where you want to go, let's go. So they make the journey. They get there. But I want you to see Naomi. She calls herself Mara, which means bitter. And she says this, don't call me Naomi, she told them. Call me Mara. But look who is to blame for all her trouble? The Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. God has hit me so hard. Well, sometimes these things happen and we don't know why. And yet, our New Testament says stuff like this: rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Okay, Naomi, are you supposed to be rejoicing in the death of your husband, the death of your sons, the loss of Orpah, your daughter-in-law? You don't have any grandkids. All you have for your trouble on your trip to Moab is one faithful daughter-in-law, Ruth. That's it. I mean, Naomi is super bitter, and she does not see what God is doing behind the scenes. In fact, one of the beauties of the book of Ruth is God never really shows himself in the sense of, let me tell you where I want you to go, let me visit you with an angel, let me speak to you by my spirit. No, these things all seem to be circumstantial. But are they really circumstantial? It's a great lesson for us in our own lives to understand that God's controlling even the smallest details of life. Look at this. Verse 1 of chapter 2. Now Naomi had a relative on her husband's side. Just so happened. Okay, what was his name? Well, first he was from the clan of Elimelech. That's her husband, right? That's really important. He's a man of standing. His name is Boaz. So chapter 2 begins just with a circumstance. Oh yeah, let's remember that there is a guy in the family line who's got good standing in the community. He's part of the clan of Elimelech. Oh yeah, his name's Boaz. Just so happens that's how it is. Oh, okay. And Ruth the Moabitess said to Naomi, let me go to the fields and pick up the leftover grain behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor. Naomi said, go ahead, my daughter. Well, what's happening there? These two widows have to figure out how to live. What are they going to eat? So Ruth proposes a plan. I'm going to go to the field. If they'll let me, I'm just going to walk behind the harvesters and pick up whatever's left. All right, is that okay with you, Naomi? Naomi says, sure. All right, that's the plan. That's how we're going to eat. There's no Social Security office to go down to, so the government's not going to help us. Ruth has that ambition, that insight, that idea. Okay. So she went out and she began to glean in the fields behind the harvesters. The plan's in place. She's carrying it out. As it turned out, here's another circumstance. As it turned out, she found herself working in a field belonging to Boaz. Isn't that something? Who was from the clan of Elimelech. Notice how this has now been repeated twice. That Boaz is from the clan of Elimelech. Why is that so important? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. The text will tell us. Just then Boaz arrived from Bethlehem. Well, just then, look, here comes another circumstance. Boaz comes rolling in to the field from Bethlehem. Just that day he woke up and said, gee, I think I'll hang out in the field today. So he shows up. And he greets the harvesters. The Lord be with you. The Lord bless you, they called back. That's a nice greeting, but what prompted Boaz to go check out the field today? Well, was it just circumstantial, or is there a plan in place that nobody really recognizes? Boaz asked the foreman of his harvesters, hey, whose young woman is that? Because they obviously see Ruth following them through the field. And the foreman replied, she's the Moabitess who came back from Moab with Naomi. What do you think the author wants us to see in that? She's a foreigner. She's not one of us. All right? That'll come into play as well when we see God work in this story. Verse 7, she said, please let me glean and gather among the sheaves behind the harvesters. So she went into the field and has worked steadily from morning till now, except for a short rest in the shelter. Hey, this girl's a worker. She's doing her best to survive by gathering her own food behind the harvesters. So Boaz said to Ruth, oh, So now Boaz not only comes from Bethlehem, but now he decides to talk to Ruth. Okay. He calls her my daughter. And then what does he say? Listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field. And don't go away from here. Stay here with my servant girls. What's he offering her? Well, he's offering her protection, number one. Because a single woman out in the field, anything can happen. It's not safe. Well, Boaz is offering her protection. Stay here. You'll be safe here. All right? He's also offering her provision. Watch this. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the girls. I have told the men not to touch you. So there's protection. And whenever you are thirsty, go and get a drink from the water jars the men have filled. There's some more provision. He's taking care of her. Go ahead, glean. Get some food. Get some water. I'll offer you protection. I'll offer you provision. All right. At this, she bowed down with her face to the ground, and she exclaimed, why have I found such favor in your eyes that you notice me? And notice what the text tells us again. A foreigner, all right? Again, when you read these stories, you always have to slow down enough to see what gets repeated. How many times is it repeated? And ask yourself the question, why is the author of this text bringing this up again and again? How does this relate to the point that the text is trying to make? All right. So her question to Boaz is why? Why are you doing this? Don't you know that I'm a foreigner? You guys aren't supposed to worry about us, but you're worried about me. Provision, protection. You're providing. Okay. Boaz replied, hey, I've been told all about you, all about what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. He knows she's a widow. He knows she's helped Naomi by staying with her. What did you do? Well, let's see, Ruth, what have you done? Well, you left your father and your mother. That's never easy, is it? And you left your homeland. In other words, you gave up everything to be with Naomi, and you came to live with a people you did not know before. You know what? You allowed your whole life to get turned upside down to do the right thing for Naomi. That tells Boaz a lot about her character. And he says, may the Lord repay you for what you've done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord. Notice that the Lord now, where Naomi's thinking the Lord has just cursed her, Boaz is now proclaiming a blessing through the Lord. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge. You are being protected by God as you glean in my field and receive the protection and the provision that I'm providing for you. All right? I want you to be richly rewarded. That's what he's telling her. Okay. May I continue to find favor in your eyes, my lord, she said. You have given me comfort and have spoken kindly to your servant, though I don't have the standing of one of your servant girls. Oh, here we go, back to that whole Moabitess issue. I'm a foreigner. I shouldn't be allowed these privileges. I'm not even up to the status of the servant girls that are in your field. Why are you being so nice to me? I hope I can continue to find this favor. At mealtime, Boaz said to her, come over here. Have some bread and dip it in the wine vinegar. When she sat down with the harvesters, he offered her some roasted grain. She ate all she wanted and had some left over. Wow. So now it's getting a little more personal. Boaz brings her to the table. She eats with the harvesters. And as she got up to glean, in other words, she's going back to work, Boaz gave orders to his men. Even if she gathers among the sheaves, don't embarrass her. What does that mean? You don't rebuke her no matter how much she takes or where she takes it from. Even if she's up there where you guys are getting the harvest right off the stalk right there in front of you. That's okay. Don't embarrass her. Let her do it. That's what she's being told. Rather, pull out some stalks for her. Hey, instead of rebuking her for taking your harvest, Give some to her. Pull out some stalks for her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up. And don't rebuke her. So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening, and then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah. If you ask Google how much that is and then convert it, it's about 3/5 of a bushel. And if you ask Google how much 3/5 of a bushel of barley weighs, Google says it weighs about 28 pounds. All right, that's quite a bit. So she's got 28 pounds of barley harvested after a day of following the harvesters through the field. She carried it back to town. And her mother-in-law, that's Naomi, right? She saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also brought out and gave her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. So now Naomi is also being supplied. Circumstantially, she's the one telling everybody God hates her. God's done all these terrible things. He must really be mad at her over something, and yet circumstances are working out where God's provision and his faithful care is still in place. Her mother-in-law, that's Naomi, asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." Who was this? Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one at whose place she had been working. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. Seems so circumstantial. Why'd she pick that field? Why did he show up that day? How did he see her as favorable and allow her to have this harvest and give her an abundance instead of rebuking her and saying, "Get out of my field. Here's all the stuff you need to survive. Take it." "The Lord bless him," Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. "He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead." And she added, "That man is our close relative. He is our kinsman. He is one of our kinsman redeemers." Okay, so in Jewish culture, your family could be perpetuated if your husband died. His name could still go forward if his brother or one of his close relatives would marry you and continue the family line. All right, that's a kinsman redeemer. She's just noting that he's in the line. We've been told twice already. He's in the clan of Abimelech, right? So we know he's one guy that has special status in this story. Well, then Ruth the Moabitess said, "He even said to me, 'Stay with my workers until they finish harvesting all my grain.'" So she's telling Naomi that the favor is here. Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, "It will be good for you, my daughter, to go with his girls, because in someone else's field you might be harmed." So Naomi at least recognizes the potential danger of being in somebody's field. So Ruth stayed close to the servant girls of Boaz to glean until the barley and the wheat harvests were finished, and she lived with her mother-in-law. Well, that's the end of chapter 2. We haven't seen any big move by God's power. We haven't even really heard a prayer. All we've heard is, "May God bless you." And we've heard Naomi say, "God's against me. God's trying to wipe me out. My life is terrible because of what God has done to me." But here we see, even in the midst of hardship, through the circumstances that nobody yet is recognizing, God is moving and moving his story forward. We'll see that even more significantly as we continue to chapter 3 next time. God bless you, church. Serve him well today.
Who is it who for sinners shed his blood, and now for cleansing all can plunge beneath that flood? It's Jesus. But do you know who he is? He's the image of the invisible God, and he's the brightness of future, the past. He is God.